So if you don't know by now, I am quite a quick sketcher, drawer, illustrator. I don't know what you have it. I draw people very quickly, and I kind of wanted to test myself to see like what the difference does when I change the time increments. So I started off with 5 minutes. And at the beginning, I did feel the rush. I started to draw really quickly, which is in my nature, you would say. And in my head, I'm just like, you gotta beat this clock. You know, you only have 5 minutes to impress. You get what I'm saying? So there's no really any time to think where to put the line. That's why there's a lot of gaps throughout the illustration, and the details. I don't. What is that? I don't know. In the reference that I used, he had like cami pants, which I was like, I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna be for real. And the jacket also, so okay. The illustration is readable, but I think the one thing that isn't really that readable is the jacket that he's holding on his left hand, and I'm just assuming that maybe like, yeah, this is. I don't know what you guys assumed that it would be, but it's a jacket. And I gave him a little cute face. I don't know what it is. I usually, every time I draw very quickly, it's usually just like a straight face, but it's still cute. It's just like a monotone looking face, but still cute. Not a lot of contrast going on, I will say. I think also I am limited with contrast and line width, right? Line width, line strokes, width strokes. Anyways, because simply I have one singular pen, and it is my signature Uniball Signo .38 pen. I'm assuming. Karen, correct yourself if you're wrong. Put it on the screen. I don't know. But now you can see the base of the whole illustration, and you can tell that it is really loose, but it still looks good. It looks very natural, which I like. I think I'm very well known for this. Not to toot my own horn, but I have very loose line work, and I think that's what I really like about like illustrating people, or just illustrating people. It evokes that lack of precision. Time to start the 15-minute mark. Again, I did have a lot more time to work with this. I think when I got to the face, I start at the face always, but I kind of thought too hard, and I think I don't know, I made his face look more like stern, I guess, compared to the first one. I have this thing where I've noticed that if I really take my time, I think too hard. So yet I'm rushing. Although I am rushing, I'm taking my time with each stroke I put down, and this is where things get complicated, because it's like you overthink what you're drawing, and you're like, okay, all right, I have to be careful with where I am going to place this pen on this piece of paper. If I don't, I'm gonna frick up the proportion or their face, etc., etc. You will see that one in the next illustration. It's a bit more of a step up for the first drawing, but it's less free and less, how do you say, less, I don't know. I just think it's more cohesive. It's more readable. Definitely you can maybe kind of tell that that is a jacket on his arm, which is definitely what we want as an illustrator, as an artist. We want the line work to be free-flowing and natural, but we still want it to be readable, because if your art isn't readable, then no. It does feel a little bit more forced, like I said, but I think this is kind of like between the 5-minute and the 15-minute. I think in between that time is the perfect like illustration, in my opinion, for like a full body person. And I did add a little bit of the cami. Is it cami? Camouflage? I think a cami is a tank top, no? I don't know. I added a bit of the pattern for his pants, but not by lot, because it's camouflage, and I only have a pen. I only have one pen. And it's the same throughout the whole thing. I did add more darker parts within the illustration, and it did give it a little more of a contrast, a nice contrast with the shadows that I put in. It's definitely more put together than the 5-minute one. So now let's start with the 30-minute one. So I went too strong in the face. I don't know why. I spent a good maybe 2-3 minutes on the face, and I think I fumbled really hard. I really thought too hard. I'm like, okay, I have so much time. I have 30 minutes. Why am I rushing? Who told me to rush? Because rushing is not the answer. Yet it is. You get what I'm saying? So I am trying to be more careful with the proportions with the face. I'm being more slower with my strokes, and somehow it looks worse in my opinion. If you can't tell, which I'm probably sure you can tell, is I made him look like Kim Possible with his lip just completely filled because I screwed up his mouth, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make him look like Kim Possible. I did it, and now he kind of just looks like Charlie Chaplin. And I was like, you'll see, I'll try to fix it. It won't be as great, but we move forward. I had the chance to go with a lighter shading on the pants, which you haven't seen, so why am I talking about this? I did fumble. I fumbled quite hard on his arm that is like reaching above his shoulder, his elbow. I don't know what's going on there, but I've really overthought. As you can tell from the other two, they seem pretty fine. They seem pretty cool. But I think that negative space, I don't know. His shoulder is not connected to his body, and I was like, how do I fumble this when I literally had 30 minutes to do this? Like, Karen, what is wrong with you? Anyways, so somehow he kind of had both the cute and serious looking face. I really don't know why I changed the vibes of his face for each one of these. It's like it's the same reference. I'm just different interpretation for each one. And I got really uncomfortable with the time, and thus overthinking, like I said, and maybe this might be my least favorite, except for the contrast. I really like how I did the contrast, and I also added a light shading on the pants and a little bit of the camouflage pattern on his pants just to add more of a contrast. Eventually I was like, okay, I have 10 more minutes. I have no idea what to do. I think for the most part I was finished. I did the base, I added a little more detail. So I was like, you know what, I really like doing like a dark outline of just the whole being. And I think I also implemented it with the jacket, which helps distinguish like, okay, this item is not aligned with his whole body. It is not, morphed. It is just an item that is on him. Yes. And I added more shading. I was like, okay, let's get to make things more darker, more contrasty. And this is when I really fumbled, when I added acrylic marker to fix his face, and it kind of it wasn't cute. I didn't like it, and I tried to fix it. So now he doesn't have a Kim Possible face, but definitely it could have been better. And my camera cut off at near the time that it was supposed to end, so oopsies. But from what I have gathered from this experiment of mine is that I think drawing between the 5 to 15 minute, maybe a 10-minute mark is great for me. I think it wouldn't be too, stiff, but I also think it wouldn't be too loose. The 30-minute, I cannot sketch a person for 30 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get bored, I'm gonna overthink, and it's not gonna be cute. So we're not gonna do that. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, I don't care if you want. Don't stop creating, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye bye.